the Unsettled, and he's gonna find out about the creepy boy in the box mystery, and obviously so the viewers. If you want to subscribe, that would help us a lot. If you like our channel, drop a comment below, tell us what you liked, what you think we should investigate. I guess we are an investigator of some sort. We'd never get paid for it, but because we take the piss out of everything. But this is the creepy boy in the box mystery. No, it's not just a boy sat there in a box living like in a box. I thought you was a bubble boy.
I've heard stranger.
Yeah, bubble boy. No, this is okay. So reading back through my notes, I've gathered this is like the most baffling one that I've ever written.
Okay.
Right. So it's going to be like one of these ones where you're like, what? That makes no sense. So we're basically just going to discuss this boy in the box.
Okay.
Okay. The box appeared in the wilderness one day in 1957. No, it's not Mowgli out the jungle. The box contained the body of a boy who seemed to have come from nowhere.
Okay.
Okay. This case in itself has eluded everyone and becomes one of the most macabre type of case ever. I guess.
I can see why it would be macabre.
Okay. So a young man was wandering around the wilderness in rural Philadelphia, in the city's fox trap section. Right.
Okay.
Checking his traps when he came across the box labelled fragile. It was handwritten and it said handle with care as well.
Okay.
Okay. It had been dumped.
Did he kick it like
No,
like UPS man?
Delivers like every other like, postal delivery guy would smash everything. No. So yeah, it'd been dumped in the trash field site section in the woods. As he approached it, he could see what looked like a doll around 40 inches in height, wrapped in a flannel blanket.
Okay.
This gets weirder, yeah. But it was no doll. It was a naked boy around 4 years old with bruising and severe head injuries. You're like, okay. While shocked, the man didn't go to the police. You want to know why? He was illegally hunting and didn't want to suffer the repercussions of it. So he fled and left the boy in the box to decay some more for someone else to find it. 2 days later, the boy was discovered by a man named Frederick Benosis. He notified the police the next day, yet again, didn't want the repercussions of being there. But he did notify the police the next day.
Yeah.
Whereas the other guy ran off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Authorities arrived on the 25th of February. The boy, they estimated between 4 and 6 years old, but small for his age, and displayed signs of malnourishment.
Okay.
His hair had been cut in a short bowl style, they believe after his death.
Oh.
Odd.
Sounds like a parent didn't want the kid.
Clumps of his hair still stuck to his body. The body was so badly bruised it looked as though it had been thrown up and down the stairs. Yet the boy was carefully put in a blanket and wrapped up, I guess, lovingly? So despite the bruising, despite the look of malnourishment and the way this boy obviously looked, he was still wrapped up lovingly. May I add, his arms were folded over his chest as though he was placed to rest.
Oh.
In the trash field site.
Yeah.
Right. Further investigations revealed rather interesting information. His fingernails had been carefully cut among his hands and feet. He had also been submerged in water before/after death.
Okay.
So they couldn't work out whether it was before or after, but he'd been submerged in water.
Right.
Don't say he was in a little box going down the river. Come on, let's go on a little water trip. Come on, off we go.
I don't think I'm going to nickname this boy Moses.
No! His eyes were examined and showed the boy had eye alignment surgery.
Okay.
Right.
Well, you would think that would narrow down his...
You'd think that would help, wouldn't you? Where he had this eye alignment. So no, it doesn't help. On the boy's ankle and groin were scars indicating of having undergone more surgery.
Maybe he had like sort of a problem.
Yeah. Also, a scar under his chin. They didn't quite understand where that scar had come from. Medical examiners found he had eaten 2 to 3 hours before he died. Brown liquid found in his throat suggested he was sick. I told you this gets fucking weird. Right? It was determined he had either been outside for 3 to 2 weeks. Yeah. The crime scene had clues. This is where it gets even more interesting. The box was from one department store, J.C. Penney. Investigators found the address the box was posted to just 15 miles away. A cap was found with a leather strap and buckle. The boy's fingerprints were taken. Pictures were heavily circulated. They thought they would solve the crime from this. They thought, right. So they found a hat with a strap and a buckle. They found all this other stuff.
And still no identification.
The box was paid for in cash, so no records of any purchases.
No transactions.
8 of the buyers came forward out of 10.
Okay.
Okay. And they had either thrown the boxes or used them to store things in. So,
it could be, they...
2 of them remained unknown. So one of the 2 definitely knows who the boy in the box is. They have to. Because they were the ones who bought the boxes, yeah.
Yeah, but then they could, the people that took them away, you know, the killer could just walk past or whatever.
Pick one up,
pick the box up.
He makes a good strategic point there. Nicely done. So despite the cap found at the scene, the store it was brought from proved to have no purchase history, despite the 2 assistants distinctively saying she remembers the man who bought it. The police then decided to go door to door of every shop in town, showing the boy in the box and the hat, to see if anyone recognised who'd been out that day. But can you imagine showing the hat, saying remember who bought it, to everyone? It would be so annoying. The sales assistant says no. It seems ridiculous.
Yeah, no, you would think there was a needle in a haystack by this point.
But then you put out a dead boy in a box photo saying, what about this boy? You seen him anywhere? Everyone would be like, no. Straight away you'd be like, no.
But then that could also lead to misleads.
Yeah. But can you imagine the police going door to door being like, have you seen this box anywhere? Everyone would be like, no.
No. There's loads round the corner.
So the boy turns out to be the most frustrating part of the case. His fingerprints showed no match anywhere. Hospitals or any other records had nothing of him, despite the surgery and everything else he underwent.
So, to me, that sounds like the parent or parents have, had this child. Maybe some of the surgery was done maybe they didn't. Yeah, Or,
I was thinking maybe it was
behind closed doors kind of thing. It was.
So, despite the boy,
the parent was medically trained.
Yeah, possibly, and just deleted records in the hospital.
And just done it themselves.
So, despite the boy in the box case being advertised everywhere, no one came forward. No family, no friends. This boy was literally unknown. They even dressed this boy up in clothes, sat him on chairs and sofas, and took pictures of him.
Just to make it. Well, it's not unheard of for the. No, I'm just saying, it's not unheard of for the Victorians.
Yeah, that's different.
To dress up.
That's different. This isn't the Victorian era.
No, but it's.
They're dressing up a dead boy.
It helps with the. Could you, if you show, say that I show you a picture of a dead body,
like a boy in a box.
Your mind will instantly go, ew.
Okay, whereas
if you
it's
show
more pleasing to the eye of him dressed up.
Okay. And it may be able to.
But they sat him on chairs and sofas in hopes someone would come forward. No one did.
No. It was a shot in the dark at this point.
It's kind of sick to advertise in that way, though.
True.
It's like a.
But as I say, it's not unheard.
It's like a surprise. It's like a surprise.
You could say it was a mystery box.
Yeah. It's just disturbing. The only suspects were the two gentlemen, but one didn't even go to the police, yet both clean, despite the media attention, the photographs of detectives carrying the boy in the box photo, hounding people. No one anywhere came forward. The one lead over the years was the orphanage, 1.5 miles from where the boy was found. The JCPenney boxes the boy was in, the orphanage used very often.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
The blanket was eerily similar to those at the orphanage that he was wrapped in.
Maybe he was a bad boy.
Maybe.
And they couldn't handle him.
I can tell you now, Will, if I was a bad boy, I wouldn't be shoved in a box.
You wouldn't have really. If you were 4 years old, mate.
Okay. No, I'm not 4. I'm a bad boy. Right.
Get in the box.
One detective instantly clocked on. The boy lived there and was supposed to be killed there, then dumped by someone who worked there. He suspected the owner, Arthur Nicoletti, but had nothing
There's no
concrete,
evidence.
minus the box and a blanket.
Yeah.
Right. One theory was that he was killed by whoever cut his hair by holding his head too tightly. Yeah, putting pressure on the temples, stop the blood flow, dead. Right, yeah?
Well, pass out thinking he's dead.
Yeah.
Submerge him in water to make sure.
Ooh. Sounds like you killed boys before, Will.
No, it's just that there's.
I've
watched a film and they actually documented that basically that take kids from these places basically out of what they know, put them into something different, and if they can't handle it, then the parents can't handle it and whatever, and
it probably happened in another country. Right. So one detective took to his own deathbed, said the boy was meant to be buried there with love and care, but got interrupted. That's what a detective believes. The detective believes he was meant to be buried there, but someone must have been maybe hunting for more traps.
Yeah.
It was happening.
Or come across.
Yeah. Even today, after the body was exhumed and DNA testing was done, there was still nothing found. Right.
You would think over the years it would degrade too much for actually.
Up until 2002.
Oh, okay.
Right. A woman came forward with information. She says she knew what happened to him.
Okay.
Right. She claimed her mother purchased the boy from his parents with cash. After that, she claimed he was sexually abused, and you get the idea. This woman claimed it was her own mother.
Hence the surgery on the groin.
After that, she claimed he was sexually abused, and so on. This woman claimed it was her own mother who would punish the boy, who now had a name Jonathan. Right? Okay. She said her mother smashed his head repeatedly into the floor after Jonathan was sick in the bathtub. This led to his death.
That would explain
you might think that, mate.
Liquid in the stomach.
That, so far, what do you think?
It's clicking.
This woman gave the address. The police were shocked by the story, and it matched witness accounts of people who said they had seen two women and a boy of similar description in the area. Right? Could this have been the lead the police needed? What do you reckon?
I reckon it should have been.
Right. Turns out it wasn't, as the woman who came forward suffers mental illness, and the police decided to not follow it up any further.
They put it into mental derangement.
They should have done.
Lazy.
They should have done.
They should have done.
They should have done.
It's a lead on a cold case.
But the police never followed it up because the woman has mental health issues. But there's so much evidence there, because the creepy part about the whole situation is the fact that
I would assume nothing was told.
No, that's what I was about to say. Nothing was said that he was submerged in water. Nothing was said that he had a haircut.
Liquid in the stomach.
Yeah, nothing was. But this seems very.
It just clicks on every bit.
It's pissed you off, innit?
Oh, I hate when you do that.
That's what I'm here for, baby. Annoying?
Yeah. Very annoying.
But it's kind of
everything
creepy.
clicks on so many.
It does. I mean,
things.
when you look at the fact that they found that hat or cap, whatever you want to call it, that could have been anyone's hat or cap down in a trash field site.
Yeah, no, that's
the box is evidence. The blanket is also evidence to the orphanage with the box. But this woman,
like the boy would go. Back then, the boy would go to the orphanage for a week or so in the middle of the transfer.
So I'm just curious, if you were going to go with what the detective thought, and thought it was he was killed in the orphanage, hence the box and the blanket, or are you going to go with a woman who suffers a mental illness
I'm going to go with a mental bitch.
Don't you always? This is why you're single.
Well, but they're always so much fun.
Yeah. But you would go with this?
I would go with that.
Because
I would investigate purely on that.
Is this what you've got to do in your spare time now?
Oh mate, they psyched me out. Like,
literally, that woman came forward in 2002 and gave evidence of he had his head smashed in because he was sick in the bathtub, and it makes sense with the water, the brown liquid, sick, the haircut.
She, annoyed, pushed him back down.
Back then, I remember being a child, I would get my hair cut in the bath, done.
Yeah.
So it would make sense. But then I was raised in a really middle-aged family, and it was all like Stone Age.
Well, no, it was just easier because you were doing two things at once. You're multitasking.
Yeah.
You're having a bath and getting your hair cut.
You just always had that fear of them dropping the clippers.
Yes.
But that's as creepy as I'm going to get with this season, I guess. The boy in the box.
That's annoying.
He liked it.
Leave a comment below if you think that is frustrating, and what do you think? What story aspect would you go with? Would you go
with the detective who seems to think the boy came from the orphanage, or it could, like you said, be a mix of both? They brought the child, didn't want to really look after it, gave it to the orphanage for a week, came back, and the box would probably have some baby food in it, some food, some blankets, some pillows. Depends how poor the family are. Yeah. So that explains the box and the
blanket and so on and so forth.
But I also like the idea that, well, I don't like the idea. I mean, I'm not acknowledging kill your baby and put it in the box and put it in a trash fill site. What I'm acknowledging is the fact that maybe they did try and bury it, and they were interrupted by people in that area because there was a lot of
traps and hauntings.
Yeah, all done illegally. So maybe they were interrupted. Maybe it is all tied into one big section. But you know what? You're never gonna know. It's got to piss you off, though.
Yep. It's already pissing me off.
Is this it? Is this the end of season 2 of The Unsettled?
Yeah, talking about leaving on a cliffhanger.
It's a good cliffhanger.
It is a very good cliffhanger.
So, this has been season 2 of The Unsettled. Obviously, we delve into mysteries, murders, weird stuff. Usually unsolvable things that usually frustrates him, and I find them quite pleasing.
Because 9 times out of 10 they frustrate me, so you do get joy off of that.
As well as reading you some gruesome tales.
Oh no, there have been some definitely gruesome and bloody murders within this season.
There has. So if you guys have enjoyed coming across our video, going through the playlist, watching each one, subscribe to us. We will be doing a season 3 and a couple of specials coming up. But season 3 will be coming. It will just take, not necessarily longer, we're going to take a different direction. So with season 1 already in the bag, season 2 now completed, the cliffhanger's there. Maybe I can do a Boy in the Box part 2. Maybe there's another Boy in the Box in a different country somewhere. Maybe it's a common occurrence.
Well, we can do a little bit more research.
You want to, don't you?
Just to see.
We did this with Jack the Ripper and look how that ended up.
Yeah, well.
So yeah, thanks for watching season 2. Like I said, subscribe. Season 3 will be coming, and yeah, we've enjoyed doing it. So
we do enjoy it.
We shall say bye bye. But season 3 will be. It'll be a bender, I think. Be a mind bender.
There's definitely a lot of confusing cases.
Yeah. could be a lot more, not necessarily disgusting like I wanted with this one, but more of a...
I'm definitely going to get frustrated, aren't I?
With what I got in store.
Yeah.
Possibly. Yeah. Hold this. So yeah, thanks for watching. Goodbye.